Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahava Kwadash. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect, and to the few brothers and sisters listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days, because we are living in the last days of the last days. Lord willing, this is going to be edifying, right? There's just so much I'm thinking about this. Listen, there's just so many different topics to speak about. And one thing that just came to my mind today is, this whole social engineering, how people be acting is crazy. This stuff is crazy, man. Right? How you got people in high places in law enforcement. Because guess what? If you're in law enforcement, there's certain things you can do, right? Yeah, certain things you can do to override, basically, judgment and the law. Is really what they call it, law enforcement. What are they enforcing? Laws. And just because they enforce a law, it doesn't mean it's a righteous law. So you got people, right? They could be working within the military complex, but they're enforcing a law, and that law it's not really a righteous law. Have you ever heard of a psyops? Right? Yeah. People could run psyops, but that psyops, it's not a righteous psyops. A psyops is a war on your mental and your physical. Right? That's why we call this spiritual warfare. So we're just going to bring out a few scriptures. I want to go to Proverbs 14. I just can't believe how these people are being manipulated, controlled, man. Bro, I just can't listen, this is... the people that have this technology and that are doing this, they're laughing their asses off. I'm telling you. This has been going on for years, brothers. Years. To everyone. Everyone. They didn't want you to know about this technology. That's the more you speak about it, these people getting pissed off. The more you speak about this technology. Because listen, they've been using it for years. For years and years and years and years. Right? Some people mysteriously dying. They didn't it was just of old age. It wasn't of old age. Right? It wasn't of old age, man. Just so much. Listen, this is heavy. We're going to bring it out. Let's go to Proverbs 14 and 15. I'm seeing a pattern now. I'm seeing a pattern. Right? Let's go to Proverbs, Baba Kashar. You using technology to fucking manipulate people. To turn the community against each other. That's social engineering. Right? That's social engineering. Right? Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. If you're simple, you're going to believe every single word. The simple. We can't be simple. Where if you are simple, you got to be wise out here, man. Right? So the simple believe every single word, bro. Don't want to be simple. Alright? Okay. Simple believe every word. You have to look into things. The scriptures tell you in Timothy's, study to show thyself approved. When you study, you can't be easily fought. Right? Okay? Can't be easily fought. This whole operation, gang stalking, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it, look around, step outside, look how people be acting. Mad weird, man. People be acting weird out here, bro. Right? This white supremacist program, right? Where they mostly target minorities, mostly. Right? And it's not just them. Guess what? Even within the military, they're even being practiced on. So you got people in the military, they're practicing this technology on them as well. On all facets. It's all merged into one. I've told you already. When you talk about security, it's all merged into one now. Right? all into one. Right? Come on now. And you got these two women. You got these two women behind me as well. They just want attention. So it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. So yeah, the fool. Listen, you got to pay attention to these scriptures, man. But the prudent man looketh well to his going. Prudent, that means you're studious. Yeah, go away. Bugger off, baby. So the prudent man looking forward to his going. Yeah, see, you just resist the devil and the devil eventually flees. So yeah, the prudent looketh well to his going. We have to be prudent and studious. Know what you're talking about so no one can't pull a fast one over you. Right? These people, they love power, obviously, because listen, you're talking about law enforcement, we're talking about high, we're not talking about anything. You can bypass certain laws. You can do certain things. And these people have been getting away with stuff for years. For years, they've been getting away with stuff. But more people are waking up now. More people are learning about V2K. More people are learning about the program. The program is like a CIA type program. More and more people are waking up to that. So therefore, because they're waking up to this, guess what? The public, they're going to overthrow the scriptures. There shall be an insurrection. A great insurrection. Great insurrections. Right? And they're trying to intimidate us with their color codes as well. I'm telling you, this is higher level stuff. You know how many people they've taken out? Right? This is real stuff. And we're going to go to Daniel's 3 as well. So we got to be prudent, brothers. Be prudent, be studious. You're not mad. You're not crazy. You're not done. We know what we see. Right? Okay. We know what we see, man. Come on. You go to a certain place and you have helicopters, planes. Now, if you ask them, well, where are these planes coming from? Where are the planes coming from? They can't tell you, we don't know. Because you look at the planes, they have what? The airlines. It tells you where they have. It's the airline. It's not a private airline. You see? So if they would say, oh, we don't know, you say, well, hold on a minute. That's not a private airline. That's coming from Gatwick, Heathrow. So who commands the airspace? Huh? Who commands the airspace? There you go. That's how you know your targeting is real. Okay? People that are corrupt in high positions. And you've seen it before with the Black Panthers. You've seen it with the Puerto Rican Latin Kings. You've seen it with all types of revolutionary groups. You've seen it, right? Time after time. Okay? And what do? They infiltrate. They infiltrate these groups, turn them against each other, having fighting amongst each other. Same with even with the Bloods and the Crips. All that is government. They tell you Stan Tookie came. Stan Tookie never came up with nothing. All that is government based. All of it. The reds, the blue, two political parties. Right? But we want to stay on topic. And we have to be studious out here so you can't be fooled. And that's why brothers are certain brothers are powerful, man. Certain brothers are powerful. All right? And the reason why you're a so-called targeted individual, because you're not falling for the hokey doke, man. You ain't falling for that. So what they can do, they can operate through a computer, something called mind control, and they can control most of the people that are around you. They can do that. They can control people around you. They can have them looking at you all types of ways. They can do that. Right? So we're going to go to Daniel's. Check this out. So you know the whole plane thing, right? You see the planes, the helicopters, and so forth. You hear the beeping, and after you hear the beeping, you see people coming out of nowhere. That's called control. So someone's orchestrating that, right? Obviously, whether you want to call it MK Ultra, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay. People are under mind control heavily, and there's different forms of it, right? But that just shows me you're a flipping idiot, because you're supposed to question stuff, man. Not just say, yeah, I know, yeah, Yeah, like a fucking zombie. You question things, man. When it's concerning you, your family, you're supposed to be protecting them. This society, what's it come to, bro? That's why we need Yahushua to come back. We need him to come back. Because this place is done, man. Now the scriptures, wisdom maketh a wise man mad. Makes us mad. Wisdom makes of a wise man mad. You should be mad. You should be angry. Because you see how stupid, when you're wise, you see how stupid people can be. Stupid. And they think they're stupid. They think they're smart, but they're acting real stupid, man. When you see people act stupid, it's frustrating. So let's go to Daniel's Baba Kashar and check this out. This was another example of tyranny. The rulers that are ruling in Britain today, they're tyrannical, bro. They're tyrannical. We're going to go to Daniel's 3. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image, right? If you know about Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon, that particular region, whose height was 80 cubits and breadth of 6 cubits. He set up a plain in Dora, in the province of Babylon, right? Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. So here it is. You had Nebuchadnezzar ruling over certain provinces, princes, governors, pay attention, captains, judges, treasury, counselors, to come to the dedication, right? Which is a form of idol worship. So you got to keep this in mind. Same things happening again today. When the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, a sheriff is a police officer, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up, right? It says they stood before that image, right? Well, a lot of it was through fear, because Nebuchadnezzar was the king, right? And he was tyrannical. And it says, then an herald cried, right? Aloud, right? Aloud, to you it is commanded, O people and nations and languages. So this was a command. So in other words, it wasn't an option. And it says, O people, nation, languages, that at the time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, the psalm, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Key thing, there were distinctive sounds, obviously to distinctive regions, right? Cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, the psalm. And I did tell you, right, that I heard a little beep, 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 beep. And have you noticed when you hear the beep, 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 have you noticed that's when people come out? This is control. It's called control. Okay? And this is Baba Kashar. And the princes and the governors and the captains, judges and treasurers, they all done that. Right? And it says, and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king have set up. So as soon as you hear that sound, go and worship the image. It was a command. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, shall the same hour be cast into the midst of burning, fiery furnace. Whoever does not bow down to it. You see? All right? Therefore, at the time when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, psaltery, all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and languages fell down, worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. It says they all fell down and worshipped it. All of them. All right? It doesn't tell us if we know they were in fear because it was a commandment of the king. And when a king has a commandment and someone don't follow it, he has because he's a king, he has the ability to actually, put them to death. Or for there to be repercussions So what makes you think it ain't any different today? What makes you think it ain't any different? Huh? If you have a king, if you have a ruler, that ruler, he decides what the military do, right? And so forth. What the governments do, which he's told what to do. Remember, the kings are set up. Modern day kings today, they're set up. But the main kings are the elites. Okay? And we got more Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha. And it says, Baba Kasha, therefore at the time when all the people here, they shall bow down. Check this out. Wherefore, at the time, certain Chaldeans came near, all right, and accused the Jews. There we go. And this is Baba Kasha. Wherefore, at the time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. All right? Key thing. It says, accused the Jews. All right? So that's what they done. All right? Started accusing the Jews, man. Because you had certain Jews that did not want to bow down. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou king has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sakma, psaltery, the psalma, all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. How does that sound to you? It sounds real tyrannical, right? Proper, right? There are certain Jews whom that has set over the affairs, so they were snitching upon Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, right? Over the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. So they were running to the king. Look, look, look. They're not bowing down before the golden image. They're doing their own thing. They're worshipping their power. Right? And Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage, right, and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. There's more. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego? You do not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up. Now if you be ready at the time when you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sakbat, psaltery, the psalma, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not, you shall the same be cast into that same hour into the midst of the burning furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? So he's very proud, right? Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego answered and said, O king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, rage. That's that narc rage. Nebuchadnezzar was a narcissist, and the form of his visions was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach. So this is an army as well. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and cast them into the burning fiery fires. Because if you're a king, that means you also have control over an army. So guess what? People in power can send armies after you if you're not really complying to their demands. Now, is this making sense? I hope it is. That is about a show. We're going to shut off soon because I'm feeling a bit hungry. And it says, check this out. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, their hats, and the other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, furnace exceeding hot, the flame of fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. These three men, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. When Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, are you listening? Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, which with the other 4, with that one, the extra one was what, an angel, right? And they have no hurts. The form of the 4th is like the Son of God, right? When Nebuchadnezzar came there to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, you servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. When Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego came forth out of the midst of the fire, come on, with no burning upon them, because the Lord Jehovah was with them, right? But the premise of this lesson is what? Stop believing everything you see, right? On media, media, television, all that. Who runs the programming? You already know who runs the programming. You already know. So what happens when someone is not buying into it? They get very pissed off. They get pissed off about that because there's billions that go into it. The marketing and so forth. We're going to go to Psalms as well, 64. These people have been in power, abusing their power for so long. Now the Lord's going to strip that away from them. They're getting desperate now, right? And we're not talking about the elites. We're talking about people that basically are corrupt within the law, bro, that have been using this technology for so long. I'm talking about the technology side of it, bro. I'm talking about engineers. You know, like the Matrix, the architects, man. You know, you have architects that built up a structure of this kingdom. You know how long it took them to put that together, right? And now we're dismantling that. Imagine how they must feel. Imagine how they must feel. And this is what I always want to say. They're not controlling you. That's a lie. If you serve Yahweh in truth and sincerity, no one's controlling you. Now, there is levels of programming. We all have to deal with a certain level of programming. If you're in the system, right, a certain level. But in terms of people control, that's rubbish. Yeah, they have technology in your homes. They are trying to map out your brain. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's devices. They're trying to map out your brain. And they also have neighbors and stuff. They're trying to do that. But it doesn't matter anyway, because if it was working, then that would be shown it's not. Because you serve the Lord Jehovah Shai. Just like Daniel, Abednego, and Shadrach and Meshach. Right? So yeah, you have tyrannical people in power. They're like, no, I don't think he should be doing it this way. I think he should do it our way. Same in the time of the Romans. You had Caesar. You had Nero. Nero was known for his ferocity, man. You have to look up Roman history as well. Look up the Roman commanders as well. Nero. You have to get into it. This is history, man. These were military commanders, man. These were rulers, man. Type in Domitian. Type in Vespasian. These were fierce men. Right? There goes more of them. And that's what, let me tell you something else. No. Let me tell you something else. They have a certain walk. I can tell someone that's in the military see, they try to dress undercover like they're normal. Bro, you can't hide that. Someone that's in the military, they have a certain walk. They just have a certain walk about them. Right? And I'm not against them. Listen. I have a lot of respect for people that have served, to a certain extent, served their countries and all that. Mass respect, man, for soldiers and so forth. And the reason I have a lot of respect for them, because they come back to the UK and guess what? They don't even get treated the way they should get treated, man. If you've been serving, right, in another country, you've served, you should have a house. You should be looked after, man. You come back to the UK. I've seen a lot of soldiers that have been homeless. That's disgusting. Soldiers that are homeless. If you've been serving your country, listen, you should have a house, all of that. Retirement plan. Disgusting, man. That needs to get sorted out as well. If I was leader in the government, I'll get that sorted out. Yep, all the people that are serving in the military, that have fully done it, haven't been AWOL, fully done it, done their time in military, make sure they have a house, make sure they have their pension, all of them. Disgusting this country is. Baba Kashab. But we're going to shut off soon, Baba Kashab. Let's shut off here. So what else have we got? We got Psalm 64. Bro, I never knew about this technology until about 3 or 4 years ago. I started learning about what was happening, how people were being manipulated. Like, seriously, how people were saying things that they wouldn't usually say. How people were being hacked into. Like, bro, this is real life stuff. This is real life stuff. Okay. So where was I? We're going to go to Psalm 64. And one, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. The wicked are having counsel. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Insurrection means from within, to rise up from within. Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, through legislation. They can do that, they can bend, they can twist certain laws through legislation. And if you're up there, right, I'm not saying all, but if you have certain, you can twist things to fit your agenda, all right? But they may shoot in secret at the perfect. What do you think's happening to brothers? We're being shot at, man, from different angles. Suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. So we're being shot at. And a lot of this goes into, we go into it. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. Bro, some of this technology I've seen, bro, where's the main point of electricity in your body? It's your spine, right? Your spinal cord and your brain, right? And your spinal cord and your brain, they can channel, right, a certain frequency to try, I don't want to say try to make you do something. This is real stuff, man. I'm not going to go into too much of it, right? Come on. I'm not going to go into too much of it, right? But this is deep. But they may shoot at perfect. Suddenly did they shoot at him, they fear not, right? They fear not when they're doing it with. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of laying privily. They say, who shall see them? So they think, who's going to see them? That's what they're saying, right? Who's gonna see us, right? But the Lord sees them. And it says, they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. And they can do this. You know how they can do this? Through neuro-linguistic programming, basically. And this is through a technology which they put upon the people, man. This is neuro-linguistic programming, right? So all of these people, they're under a program, right? They're white supremacists, man. And a lot of these people work for the military secretly as well. Not all. Some. But the dog didn't like that, really. So not all, but some of them, it's neuro-linguistic programming and everyone's on it, right? And so forth. You had that woman just walk past, chatting rubbish, right? Bro, we're not falling for it, man. We're not falling for it. You got people out here, they want to discredit us, man. But it's hard to do that when we're in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Yeah, maybe he can get some support and he can get some help. And shut up, man. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we know what we're talking about. You can't pull that one on us, man. That's fucking witchcraft. When you start talking like that. So, brothers, we got to be in the word. Pray constantly without ceasing. Constantly. All right? So this is a program. But the people can't see it because they're too flipping stupid. And they consent to lies. Right? Don't you want to live free? Don't you want your Yahweh, the Lord, controlling your mind? Or do you want some computer doing that? Some AI, some transhumanism? Do you want that? Do you want some other man that's in his house, in his home, controlling you by a computer? Or do you want the Lord controlling you? You pick one. Because that's what it's getting to. Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small, great, rich, free, poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Don't be surprised what you see, right? You see someone looking at their phone, right? And they don't know what way to turn or turn left. Well, what do you think that is? A form of programming. And guess what that does? It takes away your ability to think for yourself. That's what time we're coming to, right? Like the movies iRobot. That's all predictive programming. Brothers better start getting real. Better start getting real now. And they're going to start releasing robots now, right? That take people out. Robots, all them things. They have all these gadgets. They just haven't released it yet. They have all these things. Right? Okay. Predictive. Right? Brain patterns. I've talked about this, man. Your what's they call it? EEG waves and all that. Right? What you're thinking, and they can relay that to other people. Right? And tell them to say a certain thing because you're thinking of that thing. This is real. It's real. They don't want you to know about this technology. Right? But some of you know about it, but your whole thing is, well, I don't care. What can we do? You can speak about it. Okay? So I'm going to shut off here. Lord willing, this was edifying. And until the next time, Shalom. Shalom.